Next up, the illustrious Lea Banks, rocking a literary deathmatch t-shirt, of which I'm most envious. So let's give her a nice warm welcome.
This is a little free advertisement, right? Thank you. The Literary Deathmatch is a happening that's happening next weekend at the Brattleboro Arts Festival, Brattleboro Literary Festival. Please come. I was going to read from my book, but I decided not to. This is from my book of persona poems, and my manuscript. I was talking to somebody the other day, and my grandma called, and usually I talk to her like maybe 2 minutes, and then I slip into her exit. And so I said, "Excuse me, I have to take this call." And it was my grandma. And then I hung up, and he said, "What language were you speaking?" And I said, "Southern." So this is a poem when the girl's mother is at home. It's called Easter. Daddy's dark face sucks on a cigarette, peers in Woolworth's window, tetchy and restless. Little faces, flushed cheeks, teeth missing, pricker scabs, gaze over the counter at the bird shit and wood chips. The musty store sells baby chicks dyed pastel bright. I want pink, and sister cries for blue. The chicks lunge against the box, feathers flying, walking up the driveway, hand in hand, we're naming them. Mama, sucking on a rye and ginger, talking on the phone, mouths no. No baby bird shit over her floor. Their home, a forlorn baby pool in the carport. Next morning, I whisper that it's time for us to go, that Jesus wants us to go. Daddy turns over, says, "Sweet pea, draw the blinds on your way out." Mama, her sleep mask on, her hair spread lovely. We go to church with the family across the street, squeeze in the back with their kids. One is constantly sick and wipes his nose on his shirt sleeve. One pinches your arm until it bruises. One is deranged and mute. The car ride has gone on this way for an eternity. I kick my sister, for she is doing nothing that the Lord likes. She has fallen asleep. She is eating candy. She is squirming because she has to pee. She is looking at her Bible upside down. I sit in the pew. Think of Daddy coming home from work. A piglet rolled off a farm truck in front of him. He picked up the poor thing, threw it in a laundry basket in the back seat. Daddy brought it in, pleased with himself. Elmer, the pig, surprised my mother with a shit and a squeal on her kitchen floor. His home, a paint-chipped crib in the deserted lanai. He died the next day. I cried for 2. I think of all the animals coming through my short life, quiz myself with their names. Teddy, Pronto, Ginger, Lady, skater. I sit there with a good hum of the Preacher Man. I think of that cartoon with Henny Penny, Chicken Little, and Chicken Lickin'. I kicked the bench with remembrance. I forgot to water and feed the chicks for 2 whole days. Milky white gloves tumble out the church door, white hat flying, skin my knee, dirty white gloves. After a slap hard on the sidewalk, block after city block, run like a crazy girl to pastel bright, sickly chicks. They don't take the water I splash and pour for them. One is crumpled on the feed bowl. I scurry in the house and bring toast and apple juice. That's what Mama gives us when we are peaked. I yell, "Live, lazy chicks, live!" I find a dirty sheet and cover them, thinking it will warm them, keep them alive. I lay on the cement in the carport, cradling the pool with my body. This will warm him too. The lady next door wakes me up. "Where's your mama and your papa?" Thanks. This is her a little bit younger, and her mama's left, and nobody knows where she's at. It's called Turpentine. Me and sister have to be put somewhere, 'cause ever since Mama left, Daddy is betwixt and between. I pad from my room, hear him crying, like my baby sister cries, all howling and carrying on, but quiet at the same time. She needs to take lessons. I hide behind the crusted studio door without a handle. He's gonna fix it. So until he does, I watch the smoke pour out it and peer through it and smell all the good smells. Pine oil seeps under every door of our house, all because one doesn't have a handle. At least that's what Mom said. A circle of empty cans rim a blackened ashtray in the shape of a pumpkin, or maybe it was an apple, or a ladybug. Drinking a beer, he paints a picture of Mama. From memory, Daddy said a few days ago. This time, a large black X across her pretty face. He smells of cigarettes, beer, right guard, and turpentine. Mainly turpentine. Daddy glares at me with a dark look, though he says in a soft, high voice, "Go back to bed." Daddy never has a soft, high voice. In fact, it's the most bottomlessness one I've ever heard. I tiptoe back to bed in boys' flannel flipper pajamas. 2 sizes too big. This is Florida in the middle of the summer. We stay with his people. Thank you. This is taken a real different, it's a completely different manuscript. It's in my vat, my island of misfit toys. I was listening to an NPR talk. It's called for Uganda in 2010. River without mercy. Giggling in the lunatic desert, girls play hide and seek in wadis, dry riverbeds. Mamas downriver, papas tend cattle. A sleight of safety binds them to this world. Girl breaks loose, hides near river. Boy soldiers, hawks, jagged arrows tease a pocket mouse out of the nest, stifles screams with fists. The girl, hard scrapple, prey. Hips spread by rot muscle boys, tight, spilling out of their sawtooth jeans. One parades down the dumb dirt road, panties on his AK-47. The lead boy lords resistance with a machete, a sharp tooth round his neck. The girl shrinks, too small to batter a tiny tip. A language older than words, younger than flesh, steadfast as he slashes her hand. Her hand clutches air as it bullets on the sand, tracked by a line of flat blood, bleak of sky, reflect in the black water. Broken gloves fingers, stitched like ghost hands, deep in the folds of her dress, her insides rinsed red in the river. Thanks. Little different. Little different. This is called Sonnys Got a Hanker for it, and it used to be for President Obama, but it's for the whole freaking government right now. Sonny's fantasy is hampered by worry, birds swimming, deadlines of crosshairs, commitments of watery decision. He and his beloved dance in a dream, naked in front of the class. He can't steady his rudderless boat. Deluded birds walking on water make him wobbly. He, a highball glass half drained. Flip it. The crowd yells, please, make the boat a yacht on sail with Jesus birds skimming the length of. Make the dance stink of 80s punk rock. His beloved will occasionally have food on her lip. She's inexact, slipshod at times, little schoolgirl at others. Sonny boy blue penciled the inky chalkboard of the aforementioned rock. Some pebbles maybe. Seed from the bottom of his self-imposed cage. Sonny, don't dither, don't dawdle either over the obvious bulge of danger. Your conscience and your God are the same. A shattered bullet can hit them both. Beware of anger turned inward like the stomach of a starfish. Be chary of this earth. Its sorry beauties, its perfect imperfections. Do not lose sleep. Do not mollycoddle. If you have to limp along, or you'll be late. Be quick. Be careful. For God's sake, do something. Thanks. This is my last poem, and it is it's about this time of year that I wrote this poem last year. And thank you for having me. The Majesty. It was the end of the summer, and all the yellow pollen smell of an afternoon, withheld wings of longing clutched in my torso. The middle of the day is furious. The bees soldier on in the sun-burnt grass. Their gossamer simmer, all like ladies in saffron, all hoary and damp beneath their breasts. Teems in this waste of heat. I painted tomatoes, found them of Prussian red cast, untrained on sodden, fusty hay. I wrote string beans, tangled up in their green finery, strangled like the twine they were tied upon. A thin thread of fiery flourish, tiny stamens tongued my ankles. The golden feathers were hidden behind an old rock. Goldfinch? Grosbeak? Small, flaxen, pithy, the most beautiful thing we had surprised upon in our 1,000-year reign. You said, most likely chicken feathers blown carelessly across the field. Well, I threw in the word carelessly and thought, warbler? How verbose and inaccurate we both were. The cartilage of birds and bees signals summer's end. They were alive just a few short moments ago. Under my massive feet, I crunched their skulls and wings everywhere, peering through the open door of my birdhouse. My helmet, my bee bonnet burst. The swarms split open. Witness the royal jelly strewn on my path. Wildly, wildly. Thank you.